He's given humans that he didn't give to nobody else, no other creation. You know, humans should appreciate their gift from God, because God doesn't have to give us gifts. Because Jesus died for us, ones made holy through Jesus have the same Father as Jesus. Jesus says, I will proclaim your name to my brothers and sisters. I will praise you among your assembled people. I will put my trust in you. That is, I and the children God has given me. Because God's children are human beings made of flesh and blood, the Son became flesh and blood. Only as a human being could Jesus die. His dying broke the power of the devil. Who had the power of death? Only as a human being could Jesus set free all who have lived their lives as slaves to the fear of dying. So before Jesus, people really had a true fear of dying. Like, before Jesus died on the cross for us, like, people had a really true fear of dying. Because up until then, if they didn't live their life right with God, like, it was kind of putty in the devil's hands, you know? But when Jesus chose to die for God's children, those that had died before him and after him, now have opportunity to get back to heaven. And that's amazing when you really think about it. Like, what do you think that's amazing? Hold on. But that is really amazing. Because God's children are human beings made of flesh and blood, the Son became flesh and blood too. Only as a human being could Jesus die. So he was like in heaven and looking down, and because he was here when God like made the earth, because it said the word was with God when he was making the earth. That was in Genesis, but we're gonna get to Genesis. Genesis is a really good one, really good book. We're gonna get to. Keep following me. We're gonna get to the first book of the Bible, but yeah, that was That was amazing. That's to me that's amazing. Because God's children are human beings made of flesh and blood, the Son became flesh and blood. Only as a human being could Jesus die. So like Jesus was up in heaven, and so he was like, well, he had to come down here to die for us. So I know that had to be like a big decision or something that he had to think about. But he chose to do that out of love for us. And I believe he did it because he was there when God made us. And he loved us then. And he was just sad that people was like going the wrong way. But he wanted to help people and bring people back to his Father. Because he loved his Father and he loved us. And he just wanted everything to be like it was before the devil got in there and messed everything up. And so when he died, he broke the power of the devil, who had the power of death. Only as a human being could Jesus set free all who have lived their lives as slaves to the fear of dying. Jesus did not come to help angels. He came to help the children of Abraham. He had to become He had to become like us to be our merciful and faithful high priest before God, who also calls us his sisters and brothers. Jesus calls us his sisters and brothers. Since Jesus went through sin and suffering, he is able to help us when we are being tested. So like, there's nothing we can go through that Jesus had went through, but he defeated it. Like some people say that, that he fell for sin and temptation. No, he didn't, because if he did, he couldn't have died for us on the cross. He was like us, but he defeated everything that turns us evil or turns us the wrong way or turns us away from God. Like he defeated all of that. And when he did that, he opened up the door for us to defeat those same temptations. And if we have trouble defeating it, you could ask God and explain to God. Like, you don't have to be ashamed. Like, if you're having a temptation and you just ask God, like explain to him what you feeling. He understands because he felt it too. He was there. And he will help you through it. He will help you defeat it. The same way he defeated those temptations, he will help you defeat it too. And I read it again. Jesus did not come to help angels. He came to help the children of Abraham. And for me, when he say come to help the children of Abraham, because there was people here before Adam and Eve got here. Abraham is a direct descendant of Adam. So, because I'm the type of person, I like to think outside the box, sometimes. But I do know there was people here before Adam and Eve. Now, who those people were, where they came from, I don't know. Don't nobody really know the answer to that, but he makes it clear. He said he came to help the children of Abraham. So he's making it clear he came to help the children of Adam. When he said children of Abraham, he means the children of Adam, because Abraham is a direct descendant of Adam. So he didn't come to help them devils. And it's devils out there, and there's a lot of them. It's devils that look human, like in human form. And no, I'm not crazy. Well, you know what? I probably am. A little bit, who knows? But anyway. But there are devils, just like there's angels in human form, there's devils in human form. And I say this because God said, be careful I know you've heard of the first, what God says, be careful who you entertain, because you may be entertaining angels. So just like there's angels that look like humans and walk around, you don't know you're entertaining an angel, there's demons that walk around and look like humans. And a lot of times, if you don't have the gift of discernment, if you can't like read like people's energy a lot of times, then you can fall for those demonic creatures in human bodies that don't belong to Adam. Their descendants were here before Adam. They don't belong in they're not in our line. No matter what they do, they can never be in our line. Our bloodline is what I mean. But that's another topic for another day. Let's move on. Jesus did not come to help angels. He came to help the children of Abraham. He had to become like us to be our merciful and faithful high priest before God, who also calls us his sisters and brothers. Since Jesus went through sin and suffering, he is able to help us when we are being tested. So that is the end of chapters 1 and 2. And I'm going to do a separate video doing chapters 3 and 4. So, see you next video.